Well, we were back out here this morning. We got the grading bucket in the back of the dump truck. So Robert had to get a load of stone for Jeff on the way home. So we left the trailer here and we'll take the skid steer back today. We'll be done mulching here. Got 2 or 3 more hours worth of mulching. Got to finish that over there and go around this other pond. I'm gonna jump on the 220. There's a few trees over here, finish plucking out, get those right there, and then head over there to the other, where the old pond is over there. Run around there and grab anything that I need to. Probably jump on the dozer. I need to run through those old burn piles, push through there and see what's left if we need to pick anything out of that. And I brought some flags so I can set the laser back up now that we don't have trees, and kind of reflag where everything's going to be. We do have some rain in the forecast, so I don't know if I'm going to start stripping any topsoil or not. We'll just see what we get to today, but it's definitely opening up here pretty nicely now. Robert's gone through here and mulched all the grass and weeds down, and I'm going to grab these bigger trees, just pluck them out, throw them in the burn pile, and not have to worry about mulching all that down. You can kind of run back through here, hit these edges, which probably isn't too critical because we're going to bury all this in dirt anyways. This is where all the spoils out of the pond that I have to dig out to get it deeper is going to go. It's just a good spot right here behind the pond dam to raise this up and get rid of that material. Plucked out. I'll grab a few more. I'll probably just let Robert come through here once he's done mulching and finish plucking all this out. I'll go jump on the dozer and kind of run through the other side over there. See what all we got going on, what I'm getting into. There's a lot of those areas that are too wet to mulch, so I'll just go in there with the dozer and kind of blade off the grass and everything so we can get some flags set up and make some progress. Might put the grading bucket on and start doing a little dredging over there. I'm not sure. Need to go over there and see where we're gonna dump the dirt at, dig a couple holes, See if there's enough topsoil to worry about pushing off or whatnot. Jump on the old E7 and do some big pushies. Alright, I'm going to leave the rest of this for Robert to pick through. This is pretty straightforward. And let me go over there and get on the dozer and see what I can get into over there on the old pond. So I'm pushing through one of these old burn piles down here. Stuff is still almost dusty, like over a year later. Just taking the stuff and pushing it down here to the back. Spread it out down here in this bottom behind the pond dam. Once we put that in there, there's really not a whole lot left, so push it down here. Cover it up. Definitely grows weeds good. I know it's hard to see, but I pushed all those ashes over there and ran around the edge of the pond with the dozer, kind of figure out where the new shoreline's going to be. All my flags are gone, or I can't find them one. But I'm gonna set the laser back up. He's got all that mulch. We got maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 little trees to pluck out, throw in the burn pile. But I'm gonna set the laser up, see if I can't go through here and reflag all the water line. We'll see what the time's looking like. We may start digging a little bit over there and adding some dirt to the backside of the pond dam over there. Well, that's the first time I've never seen water flowing through here. So I guess we are in the dry spell that I've ever seen on this farm. I got Robert over here mulching all this down so we can kind of see what we got. So I was just checking grades. We're going to raise the pond up a foot higher than the old overflow, which puts water level at 7-8. Top of dam, what we got here now. So I'm really only going to have to add about a foot or so to this. Is kind of what I figured. So that'll work out pretty good. But we got a lot of stuff to dredge out, and just looking for all the places we can dump stuff, which this would be a good spot. I think Robert kind of likes the mulcher. It is very satisfying when you can just straight up go, just run over everything. Like I said, all we're trying to do is get this knocked down enough where we can see what we're doing. And it makes life a lot easier walking. We can dump a bunch of this dirt right here in this low area right there. It's kind of what I'm hoping. Everything I dig out of this cove over here, maybe we can waste it down here. Plus, with him mulching, it either runs all the snakes away or mulches them up, or makes them really mad where they're going to bite me. So I got to pay attention to where I'm walking. So I got a flag right there. So that shows you we're gonna have to cut out about, I don't know, 30 feet of bank right here. So the pond's gonna come way up here. Keep in mind it is down like 3 feet now because when I cut the ditch through there. And it really did exactly like I wanted it to. Man, it dried this out so nice. Somewhere right in here, put another flag in the ground. So like right here, we're gonna be about 35 feet. That's really gonna make this look good. Uh-oh, dropping flags. It's hard to hold all this stuff. So we might actually cut some of this peninsula off and use it back there. We'll see. Let's see where our next one goes. It's gonna be down here a little bit farther. About right there is close enough. Put a flag in the ground. And all this is doing is kind of giving me a reference point when I start digging. I don't know how far to come up here. My little beloved oak tree that I left right there blew over in the wind. This is weird ground. It's like all sand and gravel right here. Might be a good spot for the beach. He possibly wants to do another beach down here. This might be Party Cove right here, who knows. Nice little peninsula right there. Heck, I was getting pretty good eyeballing this. All right, let me keep flagging this out. So I got all this flagged out. Flags go all the way up here, curve back around, go behind the 350, and circle back up through there. Let Robert finish plucking out those last few trees, and I think we're going to go over here and start digging a little bit of dirt out of the edge of that pond. Exxon's on the Upside app. We can get 11 cents a gallon back on this one.
Really?
We're going to earn some money on this one. You know what? We're not going to earn some money because as of last time, I have the Upside app now.
Do you really?
And this is going in my pocket because this is our road trip and I'm going to buy gas.
Nice.
I want to earn some money. Might be able to buy some dinner.
Well, you can buy dinner this
Let's
time.
do it.
Awesome.
It's that simple. We are done. Let's get a receipt. Please wait, absolutely. On our way we go. And just like that, picture of the receipt, upload, 100%. And we'll get our money into our account, won't we?
You will.
Just like that. Fine,
Easy
you do
peasy.
it.
No,
you do it.
no, it's yours. It's yours. It's your money this time.
Oh, it's my money this time. Where are we eating at tonight with our money we earned?
I think we need to do a nice steak or something.
Let's
something
do it.
good.
Let's do it. There's over 100,000 places that accept this all over the U.S. Gas and groceries, food, whatever you want, you can redeem them with the Upside app.
Nice.
Kyle, did you know that there are top earners on Upside that are earning as much as $300 a month?
I believe it.
That's pretty
Absolutely.
impressive. With, you know, as much driving as you do, it doesn't take long for that to add up.
No.
So if you want to find out how much you can earn, you need to click the link in the description below, download the free Upside app, and use code Let's Dig to get an extra 25 cents back per gallon for every gallon of gas on your first fill up. Use the QR code below. You can scan that to redeem this offer.
Well, dinner's on you.
Dinner's on me. I earned it.
You did.
All right, let's go eat. So now that he got the backside of this section of the old pond dam mulched, I'm gonna run the dozer down here, strip all this vegetation off, throw it down there in the bottom. That way we're down to fresh dirt, and we'll probably start digging that cove out, hauling that material down here, and filling that low section in right there with it. There's actually some really nice clay in this pond dam, which I did notice when I dug that ditch through it a year and a half ago, whenever it was. Just trying to strip all this organic stuff off. That way I can bury it back there in the back under some cleaner dirt. And it'll be a lot easier to finish grade. Or a rock. Rock. That was a rock. Down here in the bottom, hopefully that'll hold the truck up. That was, if you remember, all that was standing water when I cleared this, but I was able to get down in there and bust whatever clog there was in the ditch. Got that to drain. Look how nice this is now. Actually drive down here and mow it and maintain it. A lot of stuff on these old farms where stuff was just never taken care of. Catches up with you over time. Dig that material out, it dries out enough where I can get back on top of it, grade it out. And I feel like we're going to be here for a while. This is a pretty big project, about 20,000 yards of dirt, maybe a little more. To get done with that other clearing project where I have Barney, bring it down here, and if I can round up Tyler to come help and have 2 haul trucks running, we should be able to really knock a good dent in moving some dirt. Especially like when we start with the pond dam, I only need 1 truck because that's all I can keep up with, spreading and compacting. But when we start digging out that pond, new side, and have all that dirt dumped behind the pond dam, all we're literally doing is just hauling it back there, dumping it out, spreading it out. So we can definitely have 2 trucks run for a good 2 or 3 days, I think. And then spend about 2 days with the D7 and Komatsu blading it all down. Hey look, I finally fixed the broken glass. Well, I had one at the house the whole time, but I just kept forgetting to put it in the truck. So we're back from lunch. All that is done now. All those trees are removed into the burn pile. We're gonna come over here. I took the dozer, as you saw, and scraped all the grass off the top of the dam. I don't know if he's following me or going around the other way. He's going around the other way. I'm taking the shortcut. We're gonna start digging out that cove over there and hauling this material to the back side. See how well that works. I guess we'll see after the first load or two how wet or dry that stuff is going to be. That is the reason I put the tailgate back on the truck a couple weeks ago. We did that one afternoon, didn't even take a video of it, because I knew there was going to be about 1,000 truckloads of stuff that had to be hauled over here, and every extra bit helps. So every time you can put an extra half a scoop or a scoop in there, adds up at the end of the day. Well, let's haul our first load. This one is going to be a little wet, as I'm going to dig some of this mud out. Go ahead and start right here on this edge. Let Robert come in here with the dump truck, and we're going to haul it right here behind the pond dam and dump it out. I'm just going to use the 350 here and then come back with the dozer. We did bring the grading bucket for the 220. Kind of come through here and slick everything up. At the end, but a half a scoop with this machine is a whole scoop with the other machine, so it ends up being faster. Lily pads going out of here. With that grass on there, you just can't see where the pond bank is. I wouldn't be afraid to run the dozer down that slope once everything's opened up and I can see where the edge is. I mean, like right here, the pond's solid. It's as hard as it can be at base. So that's an advantage, especially when we have to drive out there to take that island out. Break the truck right in, hauling mud. Let him dump that since stuff's pretty wet. You're making too big of a mess. Of electric fence right over there I need to gotta work around. Try not to get that tangled up in all the equipment. Wait till I have this area dug, and then I'll just slide it over there. And we'll just keep loading the truck. My little clicker here and keep track again. Dust and mud at the same time. That doesn't happen very often. This electric fence wire out of the way. Come on. You're spinning. It's like pure sand. That ought to drain and dry out right nicely. I'll have to go down there with the 220 and dig out the rest of that stuff, lay it over when I get to that other edge. Quicksand. All right. Load number 2. Still making progress. This is load number 10. This mud cut out. I got a little bit of water flowing in. Using that as my grade checker. That way I know how deep to dig everything. and basing everything, the shoreline off my flags I put out. Pretty much all I have to do is just dig. Makes it pretty simple. This is, I'm digging it lower than the pond is right now, so the good thing is once we get a little bit of rain, the pond fills back up, because obviously it's going to go down because I'm digging out of it. All this will be underwater while I build the rest of the pond, and it should not grow back, because a lot of times this stuff will grow back in like a month. It'll almost be that tall again. It is crazy how fast stuff grows here. Digging on here. So we've made it around the little cove here, going down the other side. Scooping this up and putting it in the truck, kind of grading the bank out as I go. Really opening this up. I'm going to put some depth up in here. So the water was up here before, but it was very shallow. So between digging it out 2.5 feet and raising the water up a foot, that's going to put a good 4 or 5 feet right here, so that should make a nice little cove here. Number 20. Alright, so I drove down here in the pond. I'm going to start cutting some of this out, laying it up here where I can reach it. What I couldn't reach from the other side. I still think I'm gonna have to go back in there from the other side and grab some of that. I don't think I can quite reach it off from right here, but I can get a good bit of it. Trying not to bury this thing out here in the pond. It's flowing in there good. Mice. I think those are voles, rats or whatever, running out of that tall grass. That's why I put the tailgate on. Yep, that's enough. We're going to haul about 3 or 4 more loads. That's going to be about all we can put behind the pond dam, which we've already hauled a fair amount, so making pretty good progress. The rest can go over there in the edge of the field. Now that we're on this side of the pond, Steve was able to haul about 35 loads to right there, so that'll make a big help in the way that that grades out. wet and nasty. Let's see, yeah, I need to cut this on down. Just trying to keep reference to the flags there on how deep I need to go. That's the new water level right there in front of the truck. I don't know if you can see that flag or not. Just trying to cut this out so we'll have some depth. Oh, that's really sandy there. Well, there goes the last load for this afternoon. We moved 35 loads in 3 hours. We got to load up the, we're actually going to take the dozer and the skid steer back. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week, and we're going to go try to finish up another clearing job. So that was 700 cubic yards of dirt we moved, so we're not even quite a 20th of the way done. Should be right around 1,000 truckloads, I think. Keep cutting this out all the way around, but we'll start taking the rest of this next time and going up there to that field and dumping it. And then everything else is gonna go on that side. So let's walk this up and call it a day. Well, so much for washing the dump truck. Operator's gonna have to do better. The best thing is I barely got muddy. So that's good. Climb up here and maybe you can see what we did. No, not really, but that's bigger. We'll come around there, get all that. Yep, dump truck's muddy. We'll get all our clay from right here for that section of pond dam and then fill that in. The rest of that's going to come from over there, and then all that material we'll do the same like we did over there, dump it all behind the pond dam all the way up there. We got probably 3 or 4 feet over, maybe 100 feet wide, the whole length of that we can dump stuff, so that should be a good spot to put all that mess.